Have you gotten your first client yet, or are you still struggling? Welcome back to my channel. Tamia Dawkins here. If you've never seen my face before, I would love to invite you to go ahead and subscribe. On my channel, we talk about all things connected to living the intentional lady life so that you can build a business and a life that I know that you'll absolutely love. Do me a favor, hit the little bell for updates. Now look, I totally understand how super duper mind racking it can be when you are in the process of obtaining your very first client. But I want to encourage you and let you know that this is something that is totally doable. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how I went ahead and I gained my first client. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now there will be so many different emotions that come against you when you are on the journey of entrepreneurship and you are finally obtaining your very first client. And I wanted to go ahead and do this video because of the fact that I've already walked through that part of my entrepreneurship journey and really have the chance to share with you some of the things that I think will be helpful to you on your journey as you start to really pump up to get that first client. Don't let any of it intimidate you. You're here, you're showing up, and it's all for a reason, and someone is waiting to interact with you so that they can absolutely take part in terms of really enjoying your particular service. Now I want to start off with some mindset work, because with entrepreneurship you'll learn like 80% of what it is that you're dealing with in terms of limiting beliefs, or just the fact that you feel like you're not necessarily qualified to do something. This is all a huge fight in your mind. But if you can stand to realize that this is kind of a part of the process, and eventually those real negative voices that have been telling you that you cannot become that amazing entrepreneur that I already know that you are, it's super important that you do the necessary mindset work so that at least you have a strategy to be able to combat this. We oftentimes think in the beginning of our journey, if we go ahead and build this fabulous website, then people will just show up on it. Or if we create a product or a service, people will be banging down your front door or either banging down your website to try to see how they could grab your service. And unfortunately, this is just not true. There's a level of visibility that you have to build up as a new entrepreneur so that people will be able to know what it is that you have to offer them. Now, unless you're some like established influencer, like some football player or singer, or let's say some amazing Instagram influencer, the truth of the matter is that you have to go ahead and build your audience. And that's okay, because the audience that you're gonna go ahead and build will be tailor-made to you in terms of the fact that they will be wanting the different things that you put out in terms of your services because of the fact that you have exactly what it is that they need. Now let's go ahead and dive into the good stuff in terms of my story with regards to how I went ahead and really gained my first client. Now if you've been on my channel for some time, then you already know that I've really tried my hand at several different things in terms of entrepreneurship, but it really was a very unintentional thing. I really didn't understand the power of intentionality, but I am definitely grateful for the experiences because it helped me to learn what to do versus what not to do. So one of my first clients that I went ahead and obtained was in the field of one of my health coaching groups, which is something that I started to do about maybe 5 years ago now. And it was an amazing experience. Now, prior to working with clients, I used to work with customers, which is a totally different experience. Now, basically when you're dealing with customers, that's usually just a one-time transaction. And so I had a boutique that I would do as a pop-up, and also I would make different transactions online as well. Now, even though some of those customers did go ahead and buy more products than one in particular, they still were considered to me to just be clients. Now with clients, they're definitely known to not just make that one-time transaction, but more so to seek you out for your professional advice clients. And so for instance, in terms of what I do in the field of life and health coaching, I usually really hone in on helping groups of women in particular to be able to meet their particular goals. So if I'm running a health coaching group, it might be in the form of having a theme that centers around getting healthy in 21 days. Or I might be doing a one-to-one life coaching session with a client that lasts about 6 weeks that will help them to be able to reach their goals in life. And so I'll deal around them reaching their goals in terms of their mindset or reaching their goals in terms of their relationships. There are so many different avenues that people really have the desire to really reach goals in. So I have the chance to really give them the advice that they're seeking in that time that we have together. Now, after having the opportunity to get my first client through word of mouth, which I didn't mention, I realized that there was going to be a level of visibility that I needed to be able to keep the ball rolling in terms of having consistent clients. Now, I think that I was very much so in that mindset to whereas I would build this amazing website or create these amazing services and the people would just come, but that wasn't necessarily the case. One thing that you cannot do as an upcoming aspiring entrepreneur is just sit there and believe that the people that are in your circle now will take advantage of your services. Now, in some cases, that's absolutely the truth because of the fact that people already know that you're an expert in a particular area. But for some people, they find that the more familiar that people are with you, the harder it is for them to be able to see you as a business. So strangers in some cases seem to really work out the best in terms of helping you to build up your clientele. Now, I was able to get this first client out of a group of women that I was working with by simply telling them about my services. If I can remember correctly, since this was some time ago, I remember listening out for the pain points of the women that were around me, whether they felt like they were unhappy with how they looked or they felt like they needed to get their health on track. If I was in a casual conversation and I heard that pain point come up, then I would mention my services so that they knew that they could get whatever it was that they were looking for through what it was that I was providing as a service. So if you are around people and you have not been able to really stretch your network, start being intentional about making sure that you're listening to the pain points of the potential clients that you are around, especially if you're at that place where you do not have the budget to be able to do certain marketing tactics and you know that you have to utilize the people that are around you to be able to build up your testimonials or your client base. So if you're in a casual conversation like I was with particular people that you know are potential clients, listen for those pain points. Women always articulate exactly where they are, and so you should have an easy time, especially if you're dealing with women or just people in general. People are always talking about the different things in life that are hard for them or just certain things that they haven't figured out the answers to. And obviously with grace and class, you can go ahead and introduce exactly what it is that you have that will help them to finally get the solution that they need. Now, another thing that I want to mention is that as you're going through the journey of getting that first client, you need to know this. And this one thing is that it is okay that while you're in the beginning of building up your client base, to go ahead and do different things possibly for free. Some people call it pro bono work. Now you want to do this because it helps to build your profile, your credibility. And if people do not know what it is that you do, which they won't because of the fact that this is something new, or maybe let's say you went ahead and you shifted from hobby to monetizing that hobby, people now have to be able to see you in that light. And so let's say you reach out to a local person that you know has a website and you know that you'll have the ability to be able to give them a more spruced up website versus the one that they have. Why not go ahead, give them a call or either send them an email and let them know that your services would go ahead and provide them with this particular website and you're not charging them. The only thing that you would like, because of the fact that you're a new upcoming entrepreneur that works on websites, you just simply want to let them know that you would like to give them this website in exchange for either 2 other leads, or let's say in exchange for a testimonial. And this will help you to build up your credibility, because when people are able to know that other people are endorsing you, then more than likely they will take advantage of your products or services. Now, one thing that you see all the time with people is that we as people are always waiting to see what other people are saying about a thing before we even bother to trust it. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple of tricks that I utilize even myself up into this day, and that I use to be able to help me to gain that number 1 client. Now, number 1, you want to become totally confident in your ability to deliver. Know that you know what it is that you know, so that people feel safe with you. If I'm saying that I want to be the answer to your solution, or I know that I have a service or a product that can answer somebody's pain point, then you have to totally be confident about this thing, knowing that you have exactly what it is that your potential client needs. And once someone can feel safe with you, they will totally buy into your value proposition and become not a one-time client, but a consistent, reoccurring client. Now, after you've gone through the process, and let's say you won that dream client, it's important for you to kind of take them through the process of obviously achieving their goals, but at the same time articulating your desire to potentially work with them again. And so in my life coaching and health coaching, either groups or either my one-on-ones, by the way before I get to the 6th session, I'm already having a conversation about the possibility of these particular clients signing up with me again, or either showing them an upcoming program that's coming out as well. It's important that you make sure that you are in a mindset of building relationship. This is not just a one-time thing, but you want this person to consistently utilize you for whatever it is that you're offering them. Next, you want to make sure that you are totally over delivering. In that time when you are serving your clientele, you want to make sure that you are definitely going out of your way, so that even if that person doesn't sign up for your services again, at least they know that they can totally trust you with other clientele that they will definitely pass over to you. So if you could make sure that you, let's say, send an extra document, or maybe send an extra template if it's coaching services, try to see what bonuses you can go ahead and put into the particular offering that you're given, then you definitely want to do this. And so there is a digital product that I have that I offer on my website and also to my email list. And what I've done is I've thrown in about 3 bonuses. So when people find out what the price of this particular course is and they take it, they are blown away. I've had people send customer service messages to my website asking me, hey, is this the price? And do you basically get all of this? And when I'm able to reply to them, yes, there's nothing else that you have to pay for, then this gives me the opportunity to build this relationship with these people that are taking advantage of this particular service or product. And then I can lock in the fact that they will definitely trust me for when I go ahead and offer another product or a program in particular. So when you show up, make sure that you are showing up with a mindset that will help you make that one-time client a long-lasting client. You must be super confident about your ability to be able to service your clientele. But you will not be able to do this if you do not make up your mind that you are going to totally commit to the journey. There are different stats that talk about the fact that most entrepreneurs don't even make it past the first 120 days of being in business. Now, if you can last past that stat, then we all know that you are absolutely here to stay. Now, in the comments down below, I would love for you to let me know which one of the 3 strategies that I mentioned about how you can go ahead and obtain your first client, or maybe something surrounding what I mentioned about my very first client really intrigued you, or what it is that you're definitely going to make sure that you implement as an upcoming entrepreneur. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you have any additional questions on this topic, I would love to be able to help you kind of figure out exactly some of the things that you might be missing. So feel free to either write a comment down below, or either you can catch me on the Instagram platform at The Lady CEO. My DMs are absolutely open. Now, there's one more thing that I absolutely have to let you know, beautiful, and that is I believe in you. Do me a favor, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for updates. I'll see you again here soon. Ciao.